describe how Prudential and Fosun found each other, as it were?
Well, it was almost by accident. Neither one of us was looking for a business partner when we made the first connection. At the beginning of the financial crisis, I was approached by a young employee of Fosun who was a graduate of the University of Rochester and knew that I was also. And it was a cold call. He sent me an email and said the president of Fosun will be in New York and he'd like to meet with executives of American companies to talk, particularly at that time, about the emerging financial crisis. And I'm not sure why I agreed, but I agreed to do it. And I met Mr. Leon for breakfast shortly after that contact. And the chemistry was very good. We had an engaging and stimulating conversation. And it didn't really look like anything was going to happen after that. But he was coming back, and we met again about 6 months later. And I think we both came out of that one thinking, you know, there's a lot of good chemistry here. These are companies that think alike, that have common values and common views of doing business. And maybe we should start to talk about something a little more than just the casual conversations about the economy. So we set up a meeting with Mr. Guo, the chairman of Fosun, and it was a terrific meeting. He came focused on commercial issues, talking about what we could do and how we could do it and how we thought about the opportunities in China. And it was just what we wanted to hear, because we had been starting to talk to potential partners in China who only wanted to talk about dispute resolution or the structure of the partnership agreement and all the hardware that would tell us both what to do. And from Chairman Guo's standpoint, that was going to be the last question we would ask. The first question would be, how can we do business together? What are the opportunities? How do you think about coming to China? And how does Fosun think about being in the insurance business? And it went from there. That meeting was very successful, and we decided shortly after that to work on putting together a joint venture in life insurance, but also to pursue investment initiatives with Fosun. So now we have substantial investment activities with Fosun as well as our operating life insurance company.
Mm-hmm. And you touched on the middle class market in China. It's a target market. Can you describe what the opportunities are here for Prudential?
The opportunities for Prudential, I think, are driven primarily by our expertise in protection life insurance. This is a market that's underpenetrated with respect to the protection of families from unexpected death. The market in China for a long time was investment oriented. It was pretty short term, and insurance products were actually more like investment products that happened to be wrapped in an insurance policy. We emphasize high quality sales of protection life insurance, and that's a market that in China is growing and presents us with terrific opportunities. As the middle class grows, as people become more affluent, and as they become more aware of the opportunities to protect their families with life insurance, we're in a very good spot.
Mm-hmm. Let me put the question slightly differently. Who can afford life insurance in China, or is it priced differently over here than it is in the United States?
Well, life insurance can be a very small policy sold to someone who doesn't have very much money to spend on it. It literally, Prudential started a penny a week. And so now inflation would make that penny a lot more than it was then. But there is room for small insurance policies protecting lower income families. But our focus is on the middle class, where they can afford protection that's in proportion to their income.
Thank you.